National anthem. Yes, national anthem for the whole team.
So here we go, national anthems of Nigeria and Benin Republic done. This is the 2026 Women Africa Cup of Nations final qualifying fixture between the Super Falcons and the Amazons. The venue is the 25,000 capacity Stade de Kégué in the Togolese capital of Lomé. Nigeria, obvious favorites to win this one. So could Justin Madugu isn't leaving anything to chance. He started the regulars Chiamaka Nadozie, Israel Sinachio, Ale Michel Alozie, Ashley Plumter, Oluwatosin Demain, and of course, Miracle. Sending the midfielders is Rashida Najibade, the captain, Abiodun, Deborah, Christy Uchebe, the forwards, Chinwendu, Ihezuo. There's the ever reliable Esther, Okoronkwo, Asisat Oshola is a reserve player. Let me let you enjoy the highlights and then we'll come back to give you the analysis.
Chinwendu, qui a été, on va dire, très intelligente, en allant dans le dos de la défense chercher ce ballon. Et le Nigeria qui ouvre le score ici au stade de Kégué de Lomé à la 41e minute. L'équipe va revenir rapidement avec la fois la Taïwo, acheter des gars. Qui vont comme tout à l'heure, approche à la fédération de réparation de l'Énoise et c'est récapé avec Chinwendu qui va essayer de trouver la solution. Et le centre à Bénin nous va faire ça passe à côté. Ça passe à côté de l'Énoise. Attention à ça, on peut se faire. Ça passe à côté de l'Énoise. Et c'est passé le préparation de Martinez et l'ensemble. Réclamé. Ça peut être passé pour le Nigeria. Parce que les deux, ça nous fait piéger. La roue, on peut se dire, ça nous fait piéger tout simplement. Et la belle récupération du bas de Jay, le premier ballon de Jay maintenant fort. Elle va aller faire sur le côté. Regardez, la course. Il a joué sur des phases. Il va centrer. Pour même malheureusement pour c'est le bon retour de Bénin. Abeokuta qui a sauvé la situation. Je connais jouer avec la sortie de Chiamaka Nadozie, la frappe de Dibéya Simina soufflée par la défense béninoise sur la retraite avec Abeokuta. On essaie de jouer avec Germaine en forme, mais c'est compté par la défense béninoise. Chinwendu son tour complet. Là, on revoit encore l'accélération de Germaine en face le côté, regardez, le marquage après la détaillée, regardez, c'était dans la phase de l'élimination, ils sont centre, avec le bon retour donc de la défense nigérienne qui a empêché. Ah, Germaine en montage. Regardez le jeu de geste technique de Yasmina qui va ouvrir sur le côté avec Germaine en fort. Il va les pieds, regardez, regardez. Avec sa taille, maintenant pratiquement insaisissable pour. Alors, c'est donc la prolongation de. Regardez cette action qui va malheureusement sortir encore. On voit ici donc avec l'action précédente, bien entendu, on a vu Esther Okoronkwo qui essaie de provoquer Martinez sur le côté. Et le centre avec ce ballon, heureusement avec le deuxième poteau, exact vers la Chinata qui va essayer de trouver Achille Megan. Le ballon qui va dans cette deuxième partie comparé à la première partie où elles ont continué les occasions. Moi je me dis, là ce n'est pas encore le cas. Ce n'est pas encore le cas. Et c'est à côté de là, c'est bien quand même sûr. Si c'était ça, regardez, ah oui, j'ai un enfant qui me laisse vraiment rien. Et la touche pour Ogochukwu, la faute commise par la Nigériane sur Naila Sadikou.
Sporting greetings and welcome. That was how Nigeria's Super Falcons defeated Benin Republic's Amazons 2-0 in Lomé, Togo. It was an easy peasy win for Nigeria. What are they playing for? It's the final round of qualifiers for next year's Women's Africa Cup of Nations. And look, what's the Women's Africa Cup of Nations without Nigeria? The unstoppable Super Falcons. You know the story of how they won their 10th WAFCON title right there in Morocco. And surprisingly, they're going to Morocco again. So this time around, it's going to be very, very interesting. I'll tell you why. Because next year's WAFCON, the semi-finalists, the last 4 teams, will collect automatic qualification to the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil. So no World Cup qualifiers route anymore. Go to the WAFCON, do your thing, and you qualify for the World Cup. Interesting. So that was how Nigeria Super Falcons, the first leg in Lomé, Togo. The second leg will be played on Tuesday, the 28th of October, 2025 in Abeokuta, the MKO Abiola Stadium. The Super Falcons, you expect them to get the job done, finish it off, and qualify for next year's WAFCON in Morocco. Looking forward to that one. But I said it on my TV show, and I'll say it again, with the Super Falcons and Africa women's football, no worries. Particularly when it's not Morocco, South Africa. Maybe respect Ghana a bit, put them in the conversation, Zambia. But I mean, Benin Republic, shout out to them. Respect to the Amazons of Benin Republic. They impressed me in the second half. I think they went back, watched the game. I said they respected Nigeria too much, and that was why 2 first half goals, were just enough for the Super Falcons to get the job done. A lot of people didn't even know that this is happening because we just know the Super Falcons to go into the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, get the job done, But I think they've dominated Africa for too long, and it's time to start showing some workings towards, making a mark on the world stage. They were so close at the last Women's World Cup. You know the story of how they lost to England via penalties, the knockout phase. But I thought they were pretty decent, particularly with the way they solved the host, Australia. And I remember when I spoke to Ashley Plumpton, I had a special interview with her. I still need to put that out, And she said that, look, this team will just keep growing. Mentally, they are getting better as a team and that they won't stop. I think with all of this WAFCON, The qualifiers, they are growing as a team, but I think administratively, we still need to do more because I said it and I'm saying it again. It's because it's Benin Republic and maybe they knew it was going to be an easy game. Nobody's really talking about it, but did they get the sort of preparation that they need to be having to play a crucial WAFCON qualifying match? Nah, that's not the story. Coach Justin Madugu had 19 players to work with for that first leg qualifiers. In fact, let's just run through it. I know I didn't do a lot of checks with this team right from when they called them to camp and all of that because I was so busy. World of sports, too pacey, fast paced, so much going on. But let me tell you the players that we have in camp for these WAFCON qualifiers. The Super Falcons that faced the Amazons of Benin Republic. The goalkeepers, Chiamaka Nadozie, of course, first choice goalkeeper for the Super Falcons. She plays her football right here in England with Brighton, Hove and Albion. And then there was Ingbechi and the Lane. She plays her football with Rivers Angels. Those were the two goalkeepers called up for it. The defenders, Osinachi Ale, of course, regular with the team. She plays her football with Pachuca in Mexico. Shukurat Oladipo with AS Roma. Michelle Alozie, regular with the team, did her thing with the team for winning the last WAFCON. She plays her football with Houston Dash in the United States of America. Ashley Plumpter, should I say my favorite? No, I'm not so her favorite. She plays her football right there with Etihad of ladies in Saudi Arabia. Blessing Ividia, Abaeso Queens, Oluwatosin Demain, plays her football with Galatasaray, and Miracle Husseini. She was also part of the team that won the last WAFCON in Morocco. The midfielders, Captain Fantastic, Mommy Gio, Rashida Tajibade, she's right there with the team. Taiwo Afolabi, who, by the way, started that game in Lomé. I think she did pretty well. She plays her football, Rivers Angels. Deborah Abiodun, she was a stallion, fantastic midfielder all day, every day. She plays her football with Washington Spirit in the United States of America. Christy Uchebe plays her football with Benfica in Portugal. She's also part of the mix. The forwards, Chinwendu, Ihezuo, you saw her. She scored the first goal for Nigeria in that first leg game in Lomé. She plays her football with Pachuca in Mexico. Joy Emoewa plays her football in Denmark. Esther Okoronkwo, fantastic player all day, every day. She plays her football with AFC Toronto in Canada. She scored the second goal in that game. Asisa Toshoala, legend all day, every day with the team. Al Hilal of Saudi Arabia. Folashade Ijamilusi, she was part of the last team at the WAFCON. She does her thing right there in China. And then there's Kafayat Mafishere of Edo Queens. Those are the players called up to execute this two-legged fixture against Benin Republic's Amazon. Now we've seen all of the players. Let's see the starting 11 that coach Justin Madugu fielded for that game in Lomé. The lineup, straightforward. Goalkeeper Nadozie right there. Michelle Alozie. Osinachi Ohale, Ashley Plumpter. We know these names. These are regulars with the Super Falcons. There was Esther Okoronkwo. I told you about Afolabi joining the mix, and I think she did pretty well. Deborah Abiodun, she was fantastic in midfield. The main, Ajibade, the captain, Chinwendu Ihezuo, and Folashade Ijamilusi. And of course, those are the substitute players right there. Oseni was on the bench. Oladipo, Uchebe, Asisat Oshoala, Omewa, and Ingbechi. So that's the starting lineup for that 2-0 win against Benin Republic's Amazon. You saw it first half goals, quick goals right there. Lovely pass for the second goal. I think the Super Falcons came out to have fun with it. The little that I watched of the game, I saw that, look, they were not in any form, of pressure. They just wanted to express themselves with the ball possession. I thought their positional play was good. When they needed to do the high press, they did it. I was just expecting them to score more goals in second half, but it didn't happen. It's football. And the only time that Benin Republic actually posed a threat, the ever-reliable Chiamaka Nadozie stepped up to it, and she did her thing. That's what I'm talking about, the Super Falcons team, the mentality that they have as a team. They are just champions through and through. If you haven't seen the story of how they inspired the world when they won the 10th WAFCON title, it's right here on my channel. Go watch it and you will be inspired. This Super Falcons team, I've watched them grow over the years. I think their consistency should be studied, particularly with this sort of mentality where we know the NFF and how they look away from women's football and how they don't get the sort of attention that the men's team get. But whenever these ladies have a chance to come out and play football, gracious goodness, no stopping them. They just go out there and get the job done. So congratulations to the Super Falcons for winning the first leg in Lomé. They need to wrap it up in the second leg. And I've told you, next week, Tuesday, the 28th of October 2025, they will play the second leg. They beat Benin Republic, and then they qualify for next year Women's Africa Cup of Nations. They are the undisputed champions of Africa. They've won the title for a record 10 times. 10 times, They launched Mission X just before the last one, and we thought it was going to be Mission Impossible because I talked about the problems. And you cannot blame, when I try to come out and give those balance that, yeah, we expect teams to win, but how ready, how prepared are they to go win it? But the Super Falcons said, Austin, don't worry, we got you. And they went out there and they did their thing. So you saw the highlights. What do you think? The Super Falcons. Any worries that Benin Republic, can they pose any threat? I think they can only just come to Abeokuta and just learn one or two things from the Super Falcons because that looks like it's done and dusted. So once again, congratulations to the Super Falcons. I'll be rooting for them on Tuesday. They go out there, do their thing, and then qualify for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. And then right there, we start believing that they can go all the way, reach the semifinals of the WAFCON, and gain automatic qualification to the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup that will take place in Brazil. But hey, you watched the game. You've seen the team. I've told you the players invited for it. You saw the lineup that could Justin Madugu fielded. What got you talking about this team? Do you have any worries? Benin Republic, any worries? Come on. We respect them, but I'm so sure you have no worries with this. So let's talk about it. I'll be right there in the comment section. I love the engagement you guys give whenever I talk women's football, and that's why I looked at it and said, no, I have to talk about this one, and I want to do it with you. I'll see you around again. Hey, before we go, don't forget to subscribe. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. It's the Fun Factory. What I do here is sports, entertainment, and so much more, because our world is a beautiful one where you and I engage positively. I'll see you around again. That's it.